now. Sorry for the slight delay there as we got things worked out on this end. But we are live. It's the USATF Indoor Championships. Day 2. Day 1 was already incredible yesterday. I think the event of the day was probably that men's 3K. Photo finish between Cole Hocker, Yard Nagoose, and Nico Young. Unfortunately, Nico does not qualify for Worlds there as it's only the top 2. But what a race. If you haven't seen that, definitely go check that out. But for right now, you're in the right place. We are live on the kick, and we are going to be reacting live to the action here. A lot of finals going down today at the Indoor Championships, and we are just getting started. So all that's happened so far is 2 heats of semifinals for the women's 60-meter dash. But very shortly, we're going to get into some of the finals. We've got a lot of great races on deck today at the Ocean Breeze indoor track, a track I have run on before. Great track, not as good as the Boston University track, of course. But what can you do? Not many are. Actually, none are. Fastest track in the world. And speaking of the BU indoor track, today is day 2 of the Patriot League Conference Championships. A lot of collegiate NCAA conferences are having their conference championship weekend, and Patriot League is one of those leagues. And Carson Vesti, literally minutes ago, just won the men's mile, so congrats to him. Buddy of mine, old friend and teammate, congrats to him on getting the win in the mile, the Patriot League Championships. But right now we are just getting ready and gearing up for the USA Indoor Championships. Day 2, things are just getting started. We've had 2 heats of semifinals for the women's 60. And we are ready to have a great time here. People are starting to join the stream. Thank you for joining. Things are just about to heat up here at the USA Indoor Championships. If you're able to leave a comment in the live chat, feel free to do so. Would love to hear from you. Jakey says, how can I watch the championships? So, yeah, actually, thank you for your comment because this is very relevant to share. I can't show the stream, excuse me, live. Just copyright rules, not allowed to do it. I wish I could. So all I can provide is live commentary and reactions, and I'm going to make sure that I am locked in, giving you the highest energy, best commentary I can give. But if you are looking to watch what's actually going on, which I'll admit is definitely better, it should be on Peacock, NBC, and USATF.com. Some of those things you have to pay for. But if you're not able to do those things, you're in the right place to listen. It's almost like a radio show. And yeah, we're going to have a great time. You can also watch the video if you have access to that and listen here. It's like the best of both worlds, as I like to say. But I'm going to post now on the Instagram page, so feel free to go follow the Kick Podcast on Instagram. But I'm just going to let the fans know, let the audience know, our wonderful listeners know that we are live and we are really about to get going here at USA's. So on the schedule, we've got coming up shortly the men's 60 semifinals. So we'll see who's going to get through and qualify for the finals there. And that'll be getting going in just about a minute. Follow the Kick Podcast on Instagram. I'm posting right now on the story that we are live. And I'll throw the link up there. Thank you to everybody who has already joined. We've had some great live streams here on the Kick already. And I think this has the chance to be the biggest one yet. USA Indoor Championships doesn't get much bigger in this country for indoor track. So it's going to be a great time. And it's just back-to-back-to-back events. I mean, it's only a 2-hour window here. Lots of finals. We've got that 1500 that has been highly anticipated. The 800, a lot of people excited to see Cooper Lucknhouse. But right now we have the men's 60 meter. It's Heat 1 of the semifinals. Jordan Anthony, probably the athlete to watch here. Expected to be a contender to win this thing. So let's see if he can get through clean and qualify for that finals. Appreciate Jakey for leaving the first comment in the live chat. Hopefully many will follow. That's what makes these live streams so fun. If you're curious in any athlete in particular, feel free to drop a comment. And it's going to be Anthony taking the win in this first semifinal heat of the men's 60. That always goes by fast. But he'll take the win and secure a spot in the finals. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody to The Kick, a runner's podcast. We are live reacting to the USATF Indoor Championships today. And things are just getting started here, so you're in the right place. We are going to get things rolling here as these semifinal heats finish up, and then we're going to get into all the finals. And history will be made in the coming moments. Very excited to see how this goes. So, qualifiers out of semifinal Heat 1, it's going to be Jordan Anthony and Lawrence Johnson with the big Q, first and second in that heat. And then we will have to see how Heat 2 goes. Jordan Anthony already signing autographs to fans at the Ocean Breeze track right now. And I know a lot of people are eagerly anticipating Noah Lyles, and he'll be taking the track soon. Okay, so Addie Blaze asks, may you please describe how the race is ran? I would be happy to describe how the race is run as we go. It's a little bit tough with those 60-meter dashes, as it's like a 6-second race where, you know, they basically are very, very close, and it's a matter of, you know, who's able to run it with the best technique and get out fast, react fast. And these are all world-class sprinters. So a little bit tough to kind of break down how that race was run, but in the distance events, that's a little bit more of my forte. I have a distance running background. Definitely will be describing how the race is run. But feel free to elaborate on what you mean there if I can help provide what you are looking for. Really appreciate your comment in the live chat, Addie Blaze. Thank you for being here. And we are on commercial break as we are going to be gearing up for what is going to be nonstop action very shortly. Highly anticipated 800s on both the women's and men's side are coming up soon. We've also got some field events, so I'll feel free to let me know if you're interested in any of the, the shot put, the long jump. Those are coming up soon. But I don't have a strong background in those events, but happy to let you know what is going on. Okay, so Addie Blaze says, you can say who came out of the blocks first and who was closing. That's very true. I definitely could have done that in those 60-meter semifinals, so I will take note of that and try to do that a little bit better in the finals. Will definitely be a little more high energy for the final. But yeah, we still actually have Heat 2 of the semifinals coming up, so that's going to feature Noah Lyles and some other big time athletes. Ronnie Baker is going to be in that heat. So we will definitely turn things up for that heat, and I will let you know when that race is about to start, and then I will provide the best commentary I can in how that race is going. So absolutely, Addie. Appreciate you elaborating on what you're looking for. Thank you for joining here. Feel free to subscribe if it's your vibe. Here on The Kick, we do live streams like this for races, but our main forte is podcasts. So we've had 13 episodes so far with some great guests, and we are about to really turn things up. This week we have multiple guests coming up. I can't actually share exactly who will be joining me on The Kick this week, but there will be people from this meet who will be on the kick later this week. So feel free to subscribe so you don't miss it. Yeah, some of the best runners in the country and in the world will be on the kick this weekend, as well as some NCAA runners, an NCAA athlete who won multiple conference championships this weekend. So very excited to have them on. But yeah, all those episodes are available here on YouTube, as well as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcasts. So we are back from commercial here, showing the facility at Ocean Breeze. Great track. I have raced on it before back in high school, but when I was in college, basically never left the BU indoor track, as we had the fastest indoor track in the world as our home track. So that was pretty sweet. Speaking of BU, it's the Patriot League Championships. A lot of conference championships today in the NCAA. And my boy Carson Vesti just won the mile at Patriot Leagues. So really happy for him. So if you are in the live chat, feel free to leave a comment. We are going to be starting the semifinal Heat 2 of the men's 60-meter dash shortly. And the men are on the line. Things will be getting going in just about a minute. There's Noah Lyles, always bringing a high energy and excitement to the sport of track and field. Let me know in the chat, are you rooting for Noah? Are you a Noah Lyles fan? Are you a Noah Lyles hater? But he's not the only elite racer in this heat. We've also got Ronnie Baker, some other big names. The 60-meter dash is tough. It's such an exact science. If you aren't perfect or close to perfect, even the fastest guys can get beat. Not a lot of room for error. Basically no room for error in the 60-meter dash. And we are going to get things going in just about 30 seconds here. How do you ask for a time prediction? I don't know. I'm not super familiar with 60-meter dash times. I mean, I know they generally fall in the high 6 seconds department. Like, let's say 6.5 something. 6.52 will be the winning time, I'll say, for this semifinal. But again, could really be anything. These guys are really just trying to qualify for the finals, trying to run the best clean race they can and stay ready for that final. All right, and the runners are getting on their marks now. It is silence in Ocean Breeze as everybody locks in for this semifinal. And they are off. Noah Lyles doesn't look like he has the best start here, but he usually is able to close things down pretty well. Isn't going to have a lot of time. 60 meters isn't a lot of time, but it looks like he's going to be able to close in and qualify. There are about 4 guys all looking relatively even coming down to the line. So let's see what the exact results were here. Noah looks very happy. He's got the cue. I don't know, though. He has to polish up that start a little bit going into the finals if he wants to run his best race. But a guy as talented as that is able to make up for it even with such a short amount of time that the 60 meters gives you. I mean, there's just like basically no gap in between these guys visually. So looking to see what the official times come out to be. Addy Blaze says, great commentating. I really appreciate that. I'm doing my best. I'm glad that I was able to provide that. Really, really appreciate your comments so far this live stream. And we're going to get the official times in just a second here. Okay, Noah Lyles, 6.56. Max Thomas in second, also 6.56. Those are going to be the 2 big cues out of Heat 2. And there's, I believe, only one more heat of the men's 60. Demon Ghost says, imagine Dylan Mitchell qualifies. I mean, hey, it's really anybody's race, especially in the 60. You know, it's such small margins that, you know, there's really, you know, anybody can really get the cue. But usually the cream does rise to the top. I believe Mitchell hasn't raced yet, so I think he's going to be in the final heat 3. So we'll see. We'll look out for Dylan Mitchell, see how he does. And maybe he'll qualify for the final. We will see. That's what makes track so interesting and exciting. Everybody has the opportunity to prove it on the day in the race. Predictions, they go out the window. You got to settle it on the track. All right, I'm posting now. I said I was going to do this earlier, but got a little distracted by those semifinal heats. We're going to have a little bit of a break here, so I'm going to use this time to post really quick on the Kick Podcast Instagram story, letting everybody know that we are live. Really appreciate everybody for joining so far. Feel free to leave a comment in the live chat, as many people have done already. Really appreciate that. Makes the live stream just a lot more fun. It's a win-win. Makes it more interesting for me, makes it more interesting for the audience. So Eddie says, just to give context, Dylan Mitchell is 16. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of young athletes finding success in the sport right now across events. I mean, most notably to me has been Sam Ruth running 3:48 in the mile as a 16-year-old from New Zealand. But we're even seeing that in the sprints with a guy like Dylan Mitchell. Maybe not to quite the same extent, I think, as what Sam Ruth has been doing in the distance events. But maybe I'm a little bit biased. Still really incredible. And if he were to qualify for the final here, that would certainly make what he is doing even more head-turning. All right, guys. So I am just posting on the Kick Instagram story right now. Join the live stream here. All right. Feel free to follow on Instagram or any of our platforms right here on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Which events are you guys most excited to see here today? For me, I think it's got to be those 1500s, but really depends on how the events go. Usually the event I'm most excited to see doesn't end up being my favorite event of the day. It's really, I feel like, whatever ends up being the most exciting competition, that's what usually stands out. So we're looking at some shot put right now. I don't really know what's going on in the shot put. I'm just going to be honest. A lot of guys seem to be throwing quite well. Can't really provide much commentary there. I'm going to focus more on the running events, and it looks like we are going to be going back to the track now for the third and final heat of the 60-meter dash semifinals for the men. So in this heat, we are going to have the highly anticipated 16-year-old Dylan Mitchell. But we're also going to have some old vets like Trayvon Bromell. I mean, he's a guy who would be tough to beat here, especially given his experience. But we shall see. You know, it is a kind of like a raw speed kind of event, but it's also, you know, technique really comes into play as well. Demon Ghost says probably 400 or 60 meter final. I'm biased since I'm a sprinter. Okay, cool. So we have a sprinter in the chat. That's pretty cool. And I would imagine, yeah, the 460 are probably going to be the most exciting if you are interested in the sprints. Yeah, I think every event on the track is really fun to watch. Just seeing the best of the best in the country at this meet in particular compete is just so fun to watch. For me, it's pretty hard with the 60 to get into it because it happens so fast. But I think on the outdoor track, I appreciate the 100 meter maybe just a little bit more than the 60. All right, so heat 3 is going to get off in just a second. They're set and they are off. Let's see how this is going to go. And it looks like a pretty commanding lead here and finish, as Bromell is going to win in 6.49. Really strong race there. That was the biggest gap of any of the 3 heats. He really opened up a pretty big gap as far as gaps in the 60 go. Dylan Mitchell, though, it looks like he was second or third. Let's see this. I think Dylan Mitchell is second here. Just by the eye test, it looks like he has the edge. Yeah, he's second. So Dylan Mitchell qualifies for the final. 6.59 for Mitchell. A full 1/10 of a second behind the winner, but that doesn't matter because this is just a semifinal. He's on to the final. Officially the big Q for Dylan Mitchell. How cool is that? And the young sprinter Dylan Mitchell will qualify for the 60-meter final here at the USA Indoor Championships. Unbelievable. Yeah, Demon. Wow, so Demon says that's a new national record. Appreciate that shout. I was not aware that that is a new national record. That is pretty huge. Real, that's why we've got sprinters in the chat here. But that is insane. That is so impressive. And maybe he'll top it again in the final. Does he have a little bit left in the tank? He might. And yeah, the 6.49, yeah, in a semi for the win. That was crazy. What did Jordan run? Somebody asks in the live chat. Jordan Coleman was last, I believe, in that heat. Yeah, the time was 6.73 for Jordan Coleman. It happens. Very little room for error in a race that short. Very, very little room for error. And we are on commercial break again now. Things move a little bit slower at this point, but once we get into the finals, it's going to be just absolute lightning. And we're going to have that really shortly. Women's 800 final is in 3 minutes, guys. So this is really going to heat up. Demon asks Jordan Anthony. Yeah, I think that's who. I was looking at Jordan Coleman. So Jordan Anthony was in heat 1. If that's who you're asking about, he was 6.51, I believe, in the first heat, and he won that heat. So he'll be in the final. That's probably what you were asking. A little bit more relevant. Yeah, 6.51. Yeah. Appreciate everybody joining in here. It sounds like a lot of the people tuned in right now are sprinters, so that's pretty cool. Generally, the audience on the kick is more like distance running focused, but really, really like how we are getting some more sprinters here. And the live chat is popping. Let's see if we can set a new record for most popping live chat that we've had on the kick. We're going to be live for an hour and a half longer, so I think we have a good chance. Especially with, I think, more people who are focused on the distance events will be joining soon. So we are moments away from the women's 800 final. That's scheduled to go off in just 2 minutes from now. Semifinal or prelim heats were yesterday. So we are going to see how that is going to shake up here. And here they are on the track for the women's 800. So many of these women had such strong showings yesterday. That's why they made it here to the final. I am probably going to pick Megan Hunter to win this thing. She has just been on fire lately. I interviewed her when she was back at BYU. She ran at my college track at BU, and I was working in running media and was able to interview her. And I knew from that point that she was going to be just a staple of middle distance running on the women's side for a long time. And sure enough, here she is at the USATF Indoor Championships. But she will not be alone, as these women are all incredibly decorated and talented in their own right. So it's going to be really exciting to see how this shapes up. Or shapes out, rather. Maggie Congdon, another girl to watch out for here. She was second, I think, at the Outdoor Championships last year. So we are going to see shortly, in just about 30 seconds, this thing is going to come up. And of course, Heather McLean. I mean, how can you not talk about Heather McLean? She's also in this final. So a really exciting women's 800 final here. And they're going to be going off in just a second. And they are off. Women's 800 final at the USATF Indoor Championships here at Ocean Breeze. Megan Hunter starting on the far outside as they're in lane still. Heather McLean is in lane 1, and she is going to go straight to the back, going out a little conservative here as they will break into lane 1. 27.3 for that first lap, the leader was. So I'd say, wouldn't call that a slow start, but it's nothing out of these women's range. Let's see this 400-meter split. All these women still in it. And they're going to come through 458 low. 58.1. I think there's going to be a big kick to finish this thing off, because that is a little bit slower than what these women tend to be used to. And a little bit of a trip there. Everybody's still on their feet. 300 meters to go here in the women's 800 final. Megan Hunter looks like she might be trying to get outside here and make a move. She was in third. It's Wiley in first, going into the bell lap. 200 meters to go. Wiley leads it. Megan Hunter on the outside, trying to make a pass. She's going to the arms. She's outside. She's in lane 2. She can't seem to get around Wiley, though. This could be all Wiley going into the home stretch now. It's Wiley, and she is going to take this thing. Women's 800 final at the USATF Championships. It is Wiley with the win. Addison Wiley of Adidas. She takes this thing, and she is absolutely thrilled. Valerie Tobias in second. She's the only other woman to dip under 2 minutes. The winning time was 1:59.4. Megan Hunter was third with 2 flat. Megan Hunter definitely trying to get around there. I'm surprised she didn't have more left at that point, considering this wasn't one of the fastest 800s we've seen. But Addison Wiley just ran this thing perfectly. It's saying that it's a PR for her. It just might be pretty incredible to PR in a win at the USA Championships. Megan Hunter went very wide trying to make a pass, couldn't do it, and it's all Addison Wiley here, women's 800 champion. Heather McLean struggled a bit late in that race, ended up with a 2:03.3. I wonder how that'll affect her 1500 meter that she will be in later today. Did she realize she was out of it and then kind of feel like she wanted to conserve for the 1500 later? I don't know. I really don't know. But hopefully she is still in strong racing form going into this 1500 meter, because she's definitely a name to watch in that stacked field. Live chat going a little bit quiet on me here. Hopefully it was just because we were all so locked in for that women's 800. But I think it might be that a lot of the live chat thus far has been sprints oriented, focused on those sprint events. So that's pretty cool. That's a rarity for the kick. We're usually, I'd say probably 99% distance runners, but I'm really happy to see that get shaken up today. All are welcome here on the kick. The more the merrier. Feel free to share the live stream with your friends, with your runner friends. Follow us on all platforms. Leave a like here so that more people can find the live stream. I've had a couple people tell me that they weren't able to watch these events, and being able to listen here is basically like the radio, which kind of is. Pretty cool. So happy we're able to provide that here on the kick. So we are on commercial break here in the broadcast, but we are moments away from the men's 800 final, and I know people are excited about that one because it is going to feature 17-year-old, I believe he's 17 now, Cooper Luckenhouse, the superstar mid-distance runner on the men's side. Will he win this thing? I think he should be considered the favorite, even though he is so young. Just based on raw speed and fitness, he's probably the favorite here, but I've got to say, I've got to put in, a vote for Sean Dolan. I ran in New Jersey in high school, and Sean was just, I got to support my Jersey guys. So Sean Dolan, he was a New Jersey high school athlete, ran for Villanova in college, and he's got to watch out for. I believe he was in Cooper's heat yesterday in the 800 to qualify, and he was right there with Coop. Looked really good, so definitely Sean Dolan, a guy to watch out for. He could upset Cooper Luckenhouse, but there's a lot of guys who could pull this off. Really talented field in the 800. Brandon Kidder's in this. Isaiah Jewett. Joe Wascom, which is an interesting one. I tend to think Wascom is better at maybe the 1,500 mile, but he's still got some juice in the 800, so that'll be interesting to see. And then Isaiah Harris is also in this heat, and he's certainly got to watch out for, representing Brooks. So in just about 3 minutes, we've got the 800 coming up. And everybody, we have Kick Royalty joining the live chat just now. Give it up. Ronnie Maleo has entered the chat way back in episode 2 of the Kick a Runners podcast. He was the guest. So this is Kick Royalty. Ronnie, thanks for joining here. How you doing, man? We've got the men's 800 coming up. You've run a few fast 800s in your day, so I'm assuming this is an event that you are interested in. Do you think Cooper, the kid, is going to win this thing, or is it going to be somebody else? Yeah, give it up for Ronnie joining the chat. He is a Kick legend, Kick alum, as I like to say. Graduated from Kick University here. He was the second guest ever on the show. And we are probably about a minute away from the men's 800 here, as we are back at Ocean Breeze, and they are introducing the competitors in this field. In lane 6, we've got Isaiah Harris. He was 4th last year in this very same event, the indoor 800-meter USA Championships. Looking to improve on that, I am sure. Ronnie in the chat says he's got his money on Cooper Luckenhouse, who are they now introducing lane 5. He's the U20 indoor world record holder. 144.03 ran Cooper Luckenhouse. What will he run today? Will he top that in the time department? Will he just go for the win? Will he get both? Will he get neither? We will see in just a couple minutes. Joe Wascom is in lane 4. He's a 2-time NCAA champion. That was in the 1500, I believe. And he's a tactician. He knows what he's doing on the indoor oval. We'll see how he's able to apply that to the 800 meters. Isaiah Jewett is in lane 3. We all remember him from the Tokyo Olympics. In that 800, he's a dangerous guy to watch here. And then I think probably my personal favorite in this heat, Sean Dolan. He's from New Jersey, just like me. And he is looking to shake things up here, looking very serious going into this one. He ran great in the prelims yesterday. Was second in the heat with Cooper Luckenhouse, and he was right on him, looked really good. And finally in lane 1, we've got Brandon Kidder. Brandon Kidder, sponsored by Brooks. And we are going to get this men's 800 going in just a second here. Everybody in the live chat, who do you got? Who are you rooting for? Who do you predict? Will Cooper Lutkenhouse, the 17-year-old, win this thing? Will he set another record? Will he go under 144? It's hard to imagine. Could happen, though. A lot of talent here. Ronnie is rooting for Sean Dolan. Yeah, I mean, we've got to root for Sean Dolan. Ronnie and I went to high school in New Jersey at the same time as Sean. Got to root for Sean here. And they are off. Men's 800. Out of the gates. I'm assuming this thing's going to go out fast, but let's see. We're going to get this 200-meter split for sure when they come through. 25.3 for Isaiah Jewett. He's leading this thing early. Sean Dolan right behind him. And Isaiah Harris on the outside. Cooper Lutkenhouse looks a little bit anxious here to move up. He's moving out to lane 2. One of the things that can get these young superstars is lack of experience at this level. I mean, there's nothing he can do about it. He hasn't raced at this level much. He looks a little bit anxious to get to the front of this thing, and he's going to do it. He's all the way out to lane 3 here in this second lap, and he's going to come through 400 meters at 53.1. A lot of energy was probably used there by Cooper. Will it come back to bite him, or is he just that good that he can handle it? Cooper does like to lead these things. It took him a little while to get to the front of this one, though. Didn't get there until about 350 meters in and had to go way outside, run some extra distance to do so. And Sean Dolan now on the home stretch of this third lap is going to go wide, and he is going to make a move into second place. So it's Cooper Lutkenhouse in the lead going into the bell lap with Sean Dolan breathing down his neck. Who's it going to be? Cooper Lutkenhouse used a lot of energy early on in this race. Will it come back to bite him, or can he hold off this field? Cooper going into the home stretch. Looks like he's got this thing. Let's watch the clock. It doesn't look like it's going to be a PR, but it is going to be a win for the young 17-year-old. Cooper Lutkenhouse wins the USATF Indoor Championships 800 meters. Wow. Such talent on display there. He did a lot of work to get there, but it didn't matter. Might have used a lot of energy, but it didn't matter. Nobody could match him. Sean Dolan, valiant effort. He is going to place second in the official times. Cooper Lutkenhouse, 146.6 for the win. Sean Dolan, valiant effort for second, runs 147.1. And, you know, top 2 should be going to Worlds. So I think that means that Sean Dolan will be going to the World Championships now. How cool is that? Representing the USA, Sean Dolan. Congrats to both Cooper Lutkenhouse and Sean Dolan. Joe Wascom was last in that heat, running a very fast 148.4, but I can only wonder what that will mean for the men's 1500 later, because isn't he in that, or he's not? I'm getting confused. There's other Washington guys in the 1500. So that was Wascom's last event of the day. I guess just not his day. I'm surprised he was in the 800 and not the 1500, but yeah, maybe he's experimenting a little bit with some of the shorter distances. And Cooper Lutkenhouse is going to be signing autographs for a long time today, as I'd say he might be the most popular athlete in the 800 as far as the fans are concerned here. So good for him. Ronnie in the chat says, oh yeah, Cooper, he's so good. Yes, he is. Really excited to see what he will continue to do. And that is a USA Indoor Championship for Cooper Lutkenhouse. Thank you to everybody who's joined. We've got the live chat popping off right now. I believe the top commenter is still Addie Blaze. And I think Addie, I don't know if you're still here, Addie Blaze, but you seem to be interested most in the sprint events, so maybe you have, turned it off, but are going to come back soon because the 400-meter final is approaching. It's going to be the women's first in about 3 minutes, and then the men will be right after that. So it is just nonstop action here at the USATF Indoor Championships. Ronnie says, I'm coming for that. And he means that he is coming for the top commenter position. So I think Ronnie is going to be sticking around here for this live stream. So I appreciate that. Appreciate all our viewers, listeners, first time listeners, especially if you're new here. Subscribe if it's your vibe. And feel free to leave a like so more people can find this live stream on YouTube. We're also on Instagram at The Kick Podcast. Even got on TikTok recently. Got the username handle at The Kick Pod. So we are getting on TikTok as well. And of course, the main podcast is available wherever you listen to your podcasts. Just search for The Kick, a runner's podcast. Quick little promo there as we're on commercial break. But the 400 meter for the women, that final is coming up in just about 2 minutes. So we are going to be locked in and enjoying that one. Do we have any fans of the 400 in the chat? Who do you think's got this one? On the women's side, I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know. The interesting thing about the women's 400 final is that there are 2 heats, which I gotta say, maybe it's a hot take, but I don't love it. But, they only got so many lanes, so they got to do what they got to do. But as a distance runner, finals generally are 1 heat, and it's about competing against the people you're racing against. And when you have different heats in the finals, it doesn't quite have the same feeling. It would be rough to win heat 1 and then, get beaten by everybody in the next heat, but yeah, that's how it is. So we've got a comment in the chat. Thank you for your comment, Nacho. So basically asking if we are going to show the race. So I definitely wish I could. That would obviously be ideal if I could show you the live stream race footage, but it's not legal. So this would get taken down due to copyright reasons. It's very annoying. But what I'm able to provide is high energy commentary, live reactions, and I'm also able to respond to your comments in the chat like I'm doing right now. So if you ask a question like, oh, hey, how's this person doing? How's that person doing? I can live react and tell you, oh, they're in 4th. They're moving up. They look good. But yeah, Ronnie, this says it's on Peacock. So it's on, Peacock, I believe USATF TV. There's places to watch it. I'm watching it right now, but I'm not actually able to show it here. I believe this part of the meet is on NBC, Nacho. So if you can find it there, if you have access to that, definitely by all means do that. It's better than just listening. But if this is all you've got, highly recommend sticking around. And even if you do have the TV footage and the live broadcast visually, might as well keep me on here. And you can hear my high energy reactions as I go crazy, and you can leave your comments in the live chat, and everybody's talking about who they think's going to win, and oh, I don't think they're going to win. It's a lot of fun. So we've had a lot of fun doing these live streams, and it's kind of like people have said in the past, it's like the radio. It's kind of like the old radio, listening to the events, and I do my best to provide the best commentary I can. But again, yeah, not allowed to show the race footage live. And we are back here. The women's 400 meter final is going to get off in just about 30 seconds. And again, it's heat. So it's heat 1 here. They're in the blocks and they are set. And they are off. 4 women in this first heat. And they're just going to have to torch this thing. There's no tactics. You just don't have time for that. You might be in the lead here, but the other heat's coming to get you. So you got to run just as fast as you absolutely can. Doesn't matter necessarily if you win this first heat, because that second heat can knock you right out of your position. Yeah, so Ronnie says, I don't like how there are 2 finals either. Thank you. Yeah, it doesn't hit the same. A final should be 1 heat. And I know, not possible when you've got, 8 qualified athletes and only 6 lanes, but hey, maybe change the way people qualify. So this first heat is going to be won by Bailey Lear in 51.6. That is so ridiculous. That is so fast. 51.6. My goodness. So Bailey Lear, she's not celebrating at all because she knows, well, it was good. Let's see how this second heat goes. She is all business, the Nike athlete. And there's a smile. She's got to be happy with that. Did everything she could. Ran a ridiculously fast time. They're saying that's her fastest of the season. Shamir Little was second there in 51.7. But it was all Nike's Bailey Lear for the win in that first heat. So now I guess the exciting thing about having two heats, if we're looking at the bright side of it, is you get to know the time to beat. But it would really not be so fun for the winner of the first heat if they get knocked down in position. But we will see. As the Rolling Stones say in Start Me Up, I can't compete with the riders in the other heat. He's referring to horse racing there, but it applies to track and field as well. All right, chat, how are we doing out there? Is everybody excited for the rest of the events we've got? I'm super excited for the upcoming 1,500 meter, both on the women's and men's side. I think that's the event of the day for my personal taste and what gets me the most excited. But like I said earlier, any event can be the most exciting of the day. Spirit of competition. We'll see how things go. Heat 2 of the women's 400 meter final is getting on the track as we speak. And there are going to be 4 athletes in this one. So Heat 2 of the women's 400 meter, they know the time to beat. In Heat 1, it was won in 51.6, so these women know 51.6 is the time to beat if I want to be a national champion. Ronnie says, Start Me Up. Yeah, great song by the greatest band. All right, Paris Peoples is the athlete they are highlighting here on screen. And she is from New York. A lot of experience in the 4x4. She's a relay specialist, has won a silver medal at Worlds. Pretty cool. I believe that was last year, the USA women's team got silver in the 4x4 at Worlds. So we've got 4 women in the second heat, and they are getting in the blocks now. And this is going to be an exciting one, as they know the time to beat is 51.6. What do we think, chat? Is the winner going to come out of Heat 2? Is the winner going to come out of this second heat? Or will Bailey Lear's time of 51.6 hold on? And they are out fast, as they need to be. Coming around. Approaching that bell. And breaking into lane 1 now. Opening 200 for the leader was 24.1. So this is definitely doable, but we know that second lap is really hard to hold on here. They are going to slow down, but will they get that 51.6? It's going to be close. 2 women at the front of this thing. Rosie Effiong looks strong. It's hard to tell how this time is going to shape up. It's going to be close. It's going to be right around the first heat and 51.5. So that is going to win this thing. The winner comes out of Heat 2. Rosie Effiong. Congratulations. You are the USA champion in the women's 400. How cool is that? A little bit of a bummer for the Heat 1 winner to watch that, but what can you do? I think what makes it even crazier that it's 2 heats for the 400 final is that it's not like everybody runs in lanes and can't like affect other people's races. You only run in lanes for the first 200 and then you break in. So people are competing side by side and you know, affecting each other's races. And it's not like it's like you're running all your separate time trials and then comparing the times. It's like, I don't know. Something about it just doesn't. The distance runner in me doesn't like it because, like I said, distance finals generally are like all the same heat. Why whittle it down in prelims and semifinals if you're going to have multiple heats of the final, right? Maybe it's a hot take. Let me know, Chad. Is this a hot take that I have that I don't like the women's, or not just women's, but the 400-meter finals being 2 heats? Maybe I'm crazy. Call me crazy. I'm crazy. Appreciate you being here, though. If you're new here, this is The Kick, a runner's podcast. We are available wherever you listen to podcasts. We go live sometimes for this live commentary. It's one of the most fun things we do. And it's even more fun when the chat leaves comments and just makes it a party. It's a win-win for both of us. But we also, our main thing is long-form podcast episodes available on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. We also have an Instagram, @TheKickPodcast. Feel free to follow wherever you are on social media. Hopefully The Kick is there too. But right now, we have just wrapped up the women's 400-meter finals, and very shortly, we will be on to the men's 400-meter. Are any of these sprinters and sprint fans who were here early on in this live stream, are you guys still here? Are you excited about this 400 on the men's side? I feel like somebody said earlier that that was one of the events they were most excited for. Yeah, Demon Ghost 5502 said 400 or 60-meter final was what he was most excited, or what he or she was most excited for. So that's pretty cool because we've got the 400-meter coming up after this commercial break. But we're not taking any commercials here on the live stream on The Kick. We are here live, and this would be a great time to leave a comment in the live chat. It's free. If you're not on like the YouTube app or you don't have a YouTube account, you might not be able to leave a comment in the live chat. That's okay, but I highly recommend getting it. It's all free, and it's fun to engage. Our top commenter thus far, about halfway through this stream now, we'll be going for another hour, but we're about an hour in, and Addy Blaze, #1. Ronnie's got some work to do. He said he wanted to be the #1 commenter on this stream, but he's still second, so top fan is going to be Addy Blaze right now. Appreciate all of our commenters thus far. We are on commercial break in between the women's 400 and the men's 400. Women have wrapped up and the men are up next. Feel free to share this live stream with your runner friends. Hey, you might have somebody out there who really wishes they could know what was going on in the USATF Indoor Championships, but maybe they're on a run. Maybe they're grocery shopping, and they need the kick to hear what's going on and have a good time while doing it. All right, we are back from commercial break here on the broadcast. They're showing the wonderful facility at Ocean Breeze, facility I raced at in high school, but then in college didn't really need it as I went to Boston University and we had the fastest indoor track in the world as our home facility. All right, men's 400 meters is going to get underway shortly. The men have taken their lanes and they will be taking their blocks soon. Elijah Godwin is in lane 6. He won the NCAA championship in the 400 meters indoors in 2023. So he knows how to win. But just like the women's 400 meters, there will be 2 heats with 4 athletes each. And the fastest time between the 2 will win. All right. 4 men in this thing. Stephen McElroy, Javon O'Brien, Justin Robinson and Elijah Godwin. They are in the blocks. The building is silent. And we are just moments away from the men's 400-meter final here at the 2026 USATF Indoor Championships. The runners are set. And they are off. Elijah Godwin, he's out hot. Probably the favorite in this first heat, at least, I would say. Sponsored by Adidas. He's taking things out pretty fast here. But he had to do a lot to kind of cut people off, because 21.5 was his first 200, but he really had to expend a lot of energy. He was in the outside lane and had to kind of like really pick up to pass everybody, so I don't know how well that's going to go. 100 meters to go here, and it looks like he's going to be passed. Javon O'Brien looks like the man to do so. Stephen McElroy along with him. And it is going to be Javon O'Brien down to the line. Official time, 46.41. And he is not happy with that at all. He is shaking his head. He looks disgusted with that performance. And I think it's because he knows Heat 2 is coming for him and will probably take down that time of 46.4. Not the fastest time we've ever seen on the indoor oval in the 400. Obviously a very fast time, but definitely one that I think Heat 2 is feeling like they can top. All right, so Heat 1 of the men's 400 meters is in the books. Elijah Godwin, who was maybe the favorite in that heat, took things out really hot and paid the price. He ended up in third in 47.47. Justin Robinson was fourth. But Javon O'Brien wins that one. We'll see how his time holds up with Heat 2 coming up in just a moment. But I think Heat 2 is going to be very eager to take down that time. It is there for the taking. Christopher Robinson will be in this second heat. We've got a comment in the live chat. Dats Marquise says, yeah, Ocean Breeze is not a crazy track. Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's anything like super special about it, like being fast. I like the facility a lot. I think it's a really nice place to compete. And when I was there, they ran the meet very well. And I actually only raced there, I think, once. And I ran the 1K. And I won the 1K at Ocean Breeze. And it was a lot of fun. It was just a good experience, like a good meet for me, so I enjoyed it. But yeah, I wasn't going for like a time. It was an early indoor invite. I think it's a very nice facility. It's it's banked, like it's better than nothing, better than some of the really bad flat tracks that you'll find on the indoor circuit. But it doesn't hold a candle to BU. Doesn't hold a candle to the New York City Armory, and even the New Balance indoor track in Boston. While I say that is second to BU, it's still probably a little bit better than Ocean Breeze. But yeah, Ocean Breeze is a cool facility. I thought it was funny. I was seeing posts on different running media accounts. Like there more than one were calling it New York City. They were like, oh, like Cole Hawker wins in New York City, and like I guess technically you could say New York City, like Staten Island, but like it just feels weird. Like if you're gonna say there's an indoor track in New York City, it's the Armory. Ocean Breeze is no. But yeah, 400 meter Heat 1 for the men is in the books. Heat 2 coming up. They're on commercial again. They are really going to commercial a lot in between these heats. But what can you do, right? What can you do? It gives us a chance here on the kick to engage with the live chat. And we've got a pretty cool live chat here. Chris dropped me off yesterday. I got him winning. That's cool. So you got a ride from Christopher Robinson, the pro sprinter for Adidas. That's awesome. Where did he drop you off? At the meet? Are you at the meet? Because I'm assuming he was there. That's super cool though. Marquise sharing some pretty cool fun facts in the live chat. That's definitely a first. If you're still here, Marquise, would love to hear anything more you're willing to share about. Oh, not in the prelims. So you were racing, you were competing in the 400 meter prelims. Okay, well that's awesome. Thank you for joining here. Welcome. We've got Track Royalty in the chat here on the kick right now. So you must be Marquise Miller. Congrats on it was a PR yesterday, right? You ran 46.8. So you run for Garden State Track Club. That's cool. I know Garden State pretty well. I'm in New Jersey right now. I'm from New Jersey. Went to high school in New Jersey, ran in New Jersey. Absolutely love New Jersey. Ronnie is also, he was my high school teammate. He's been in the chat here. He's from New Jersey, but Marquise Miller in the chat here. How cool is that? Thank you for joining us here. And I'll be providing some live reactions and commentary to this men's 400 meter heat. As we've got definitely got a realistic chance of Heat 1 being topped and the champion coming out of Heat 2 here. So Christopher Robinson is my pick to win this thing as well, but even more so now that Marquise Miller is in the chat and he's picking Chris, and he raced Chris yesterday in the prelims of the 400. Marquise, congrats, man. Definitely rooting for you as well, because Garden State Track Club always going to root for the Jersey squads. Garden State Track Club always surprises me how big it is too. A lot of athletes involved in that. You'll see them in that classic yellow and black kit, and you know what's up. It's Garden State. So we are moments away here from Heat 2 of the men's 400 at the USATF Indoor Championships here at Ocean Breeze 2026. Who will be crowned the champion of the men's 400 meters? We've got somebody who competed in this event yesterday in the prelim rounds in the chat right now. So everybody, shout out to Marquise Miller, who is in the chat right now. Competed yesterday in the 400 meters, raced some of the guys who are taking the track now, and they are moments away from beginning as they get down into the blocks. And they are set, and they are off. Men's 400 meters, Heat 2. They are out fast. They know the time to beat. They know it's realistic. That first heat was won in 46.4. And now we've got 4 men all chasing that mark and chasing a national title here. And coming through 200 meters, it's the 2 Adidas athletes running 21.2 for that first lap. It's Caleb McRae in first with Christopher Robinson right behind. It looks like it's going to be one of these 2 men who takes the national title here. McRae doesn't look like he's fading at all. And McRae's going to go into the home stretch with the lead here. Christopher Robinson closing a little bit, but it's not going to be enough. Not enough time there. Caleb McRae takes the win, and the time is fast enough. It's 45.01, and he is your new national champion in the men's 400 meters. Christopher Robinson second in 45.3. Everybody in this heat beats the winner from Heat 1, and that's why Javon O'Brien was so irritated when he came off the track. He knew it was just not fast enough. Smarty Ari comments, next race, women's 1500, right? Yes. So the women's 1500 is up in 5 minutes. We are 5 minutes away from the women's 1500 meter as we just wrapped up the men's 400 meter. Congrats to Caleb McRae, and shout out to Marquise Miller, who is in the live chat right now. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate that. How cool is that, guys? Somebody who was in the 400 meter prelims yesterday in this very event at the USATF Indoor Championships is in the chat right now. And we've got the 1500 meter coming up. It's going to be the women's first at 2:21 Eastern time. So that's just 3 minutes away. And they seem to have been pretty much on time here today. So I'd say we've got just a little over 3 minutes until that women's 1500 meter. Who does everybody have in that women's 15? Who were we picking? Yeah, Marquise McRae was rolling. I mean, my goodness. Got out hot and was able to keep it. Opened up in 21.2. Slowed down a little bit, obviously, but not much. Was able to hold off Robinson and the rest of that field. But great race for both Adidas athletes. Caleb McRae with the win and Christopher Robinson in second. Smarty Ari says next women's race. Yeah. I already responded to that one. But yeah, 1500 meter for the women's is up next in 3 minutes. We are going to be going crazy for this one. We've got a prediction in the chat, Nikki Hiltz. All right, that's your prediction for the winner, is what I'm assuming that means. Yeah, it's a good pick. Been winning a lot lately, but I predicted on the Kick Podcast Instagram story earlier today. Somebody asked for my prediction. We were doing a little Q&A, so I said I'm going to go Sinclair Johnson. I'm going to go Sinclair Johnson for the women. We will see, though. A lot of women in this field have a very realistic shot of winning. Annika Rice of Under Armour has been winning a lot this year, PRing. I saw her race at BU. She's definitely a dangerous name to watch here. Probably a dark horse, underrated athlete. The rumor is that Heather McLean is not going to be racing in this 1500. She did not have a great showing in the 800 earlier today. So I don't know what's going on there. Hope everything's okay with Heather and that she's okay, but I don't think she'll be taking the line of the 1500, which is disappointing, but hopefully she's okay. Rachel MacArthur's in this 1500. Lindsay Butler, Margot Appleton, Taryn Parks, Emily McKay, Nikki Hiltz, Danny Jones, Gracie Morris, and Sinclair Johnson. Probably the favorites, Nikki Hiltz and Sinclair Johnson. Who are we rooting for in the chat? Who do we think is going to win? And how fast do we think they're going to run? Do we think it's going to be a tactical race? Do we think it's going to be fast? I don't think it can be tactical for very long. They're going to get moving. I don't think they'll be tactical for more than a couple laps, really, honestly. 1500 on the indoor track is always interesting to watch because it's a little weird. I don't know why they don't just do the mile, but it is what it is. Gearing up for the World Championships where it's going to be a 1500, so got to do what you got to do. But we are at Ocean Breeze today for the USATF Indoor Championships. Seeing some very pretty views outside. There's Lady Liberty, Statue of Liberty they're showing. We've got a Nikki Hiltz fan, as Smarty Ari says, let's go, Nikki. Definitely someone who could win this thing, has been winning a lot lately. Ellie St. Pierre is not going to be in this 1500. She was in the 3K yesterday and took second, which was enough to get her that Worlds qualifier. So we'll see her take on the World Championships just a couple weeks in Poland. All right, chat, let's get hyped. The women's 1500 meter is just a minute away from starting. I want to hear in the chat who you're rooting for, who you think's going to win. What are you excited for? This is it. This is one of the biggest events of the season, and we are moments away from it beginning. The women are on the track, and they're being called to the line now. And the starter's going to call them back. Kind of typical. Usually like, oh, somebody's stepping over the line or whatever. So that happens in the distance events. It happens too. False starts aren't just for the sprints. But not really a false start here. Okay, now they are officially on the line, about to begin, and they are off. Women's 1,500 meter final here at the USATF Indoor Championships. There were no prelim rounds to get here. They just had to qualify leading up to the meet. So these women are fresh. They're ready to go. And we could see something really special here. Smarty Ari comments, I don't really know, but something about Nikki. I believe Smarty Ari is a Nikki Hiltz fan. All right, so early on here, it is a little bit pedestrian to start, but like I said, I don't think these women are going to let it be tactical and slow for very long. Okay, I mean, no, this is a pretty pedestrian start to this thing. So it's Morris leading, Sinclair Johnson in second, Hiltz in third. Under Armour's Annika Rice in fourth. I mean, everybody's just packed up here, and they are 70 seconds through the first 400 meters, I believe. It's kind of confusing with the, because they start in the 1,500, they start on the other side of the track. So the splits are a little bit wonky. Their 500 split is going to be 129. So take that however you will. They are not running fast, I can tell you that. For these women, this is very manageable. They are not running what would be a fast PR pace for themselves. But that's not what this is about. This is a championship meet. It's about winning. So it's okay to be tactical, but we're going to see how this thing heats up. It is going to get going soon. All of these women are going to be in this thing because it is super tactical at this point. Who do we think this plays in favor to, guys? Nikki Hiltz has a strong kick, but so does Sinclair Johnson. So do a lot of these women. It's really anybody's race. And Gracie Morris of Puma has just taken on the lead duties of this thing. Nobody's really challenging her. They're going to make it like a final 400 kind of thing where everybody just starts sprinting. Everybody's kind of just trying to get in a good position so that they're ready to make a pass when things heat up here. We're 3 laps to go, and things have still been slow all along. It looks like they're going to pick things up a little bit now. Starting to heat up. Sinclair Johnson into the lead. Nikki Hiltz coming on the outside. It's going to be Sinclair Johnson and Nikki Hiltz side by side to lead here as they approach 2 laps to go. But a lot of these other women are going to have a lot of energy now, and they're making passes on the outside. Lindsey Butler is into the front, representing On, I believe. Emily McKay right there, too. It's going to come down to the final lap, guys. This is going to be a final 200-meter sprint. Who's able to get the best position and kick the hardest? This is crazy. They really took things out so slow and let it stay slow for a long time. I think this plays into Nikki Hiltz's favor, but Sinclair Johnson can kick too. They're in second and third. Lindsey Butler leading this thing going into the final lap. Can she hold on? She's got some world-class finishers right behind her. Nikki Hiltz and Sinclair Johnson. Gracie Morris led a lot of this thing, and she's still in the mix too. 100 meters to go. Trying to hold on is Lindsey Butler. But Nikki Hiltz charging behind. So is Gracie Morris on the inside and Sinclair Johnson. It looks like it's going to be Hiltz, and Hiltz barely gets to win there. Nikki Hiltz wins the USATF Indoor Championship 1,500 meter. Did none of the work as Gracie Morris of Puma, who ended up in second, led the whole thing. But it was a pedestrian pace. It was slow. It was tactical, and the winning time is 4:11, which for these women isn't the fastest. Nikki Hiltz was able to close in 29.5. A lot of 29s from these women in the final lap. So it's Nikki Hiltz, USA champion here. Gracie Morris of Puma in second. Lindsey Butler, valiant effort there. Led the thing until the final home stretch when two women passed her. Sinclair Johnson wasn't able to get around and she finished fourth. But 4 women there all ran 4:11. When you leave it up to a kick, that can be the price you pay as somebody like Sinclair Johnson. Yeah, Sinclair Johnson might have been favored over women like Gracie Morris and Lindsey Butler, but that doesn't matter because when you let the race go in a certain tactical way, that can happen. Smarty Ari says, I was right, haha. Yeah, I mean, Nikki Hiltz, probably the favorite going into this, executed on that and won. Been winning a lot lately. So Nikki Hiltz is your 2026 USATF Indoor Champion in the women's 1500. Yeah, really, really tactical race there for the women's 1500 meters. Let's see if the men will be like that. I don't think they will. I just don't see that one being tactical. You know, a guy like Cole Hocker, all he's run for this meet was the 3K yesterday. I think basically you could consider him fresh given the experience that he has with running so many rounds in so many meets. Same with Yard and Goose. And I think the other men are going to want to make it fast. I mean, if you let it be a tactical kick race with Cole Hocker, you're not beating Cole Hocker. You're probably not going to beat him anyways, even if you make it fast, because he can just do it all. He's running the fastest in the world right now. He can kick the best in the world right now. I think Cole Hocker is just... He's the guy. He's the guy right now. When a guy with that strong and dangerous of a kick is also the most fit, fastest runner, it's just an unstoppable combo. But anybody can be beaten. Given the right race, given the right circumstances. Cole Hocker was sick going into the race he ran last week. So, you know, who knows how that could have affected his training in the past couple weeks and his lead up. But yeah, Cole Hocker definitely the favorite going into the men's 1500. I would say Yard Nagus is right there too. Just out of interest of some variation, I would like to see at least one person beat Yard or Cole because they went 1-2 in the 3K yesterday. They're qualifying for Worlds. I would prefer that the top two in the 1500 today were not the same two people, but you know that we'll see. But they are probably the two best guys. So, but the best runners don't always win. They don't. Sorry, I'm just grabbing. I don't have any more Gatorade. All right, so we are on commercial break right now. Men's 1500 meters coming up shortly. We shall see how this thing goes. It's probably the event I'm personally excited for the most. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Cole Hocker again? Is it going to be Yard Nagus? There's a lot of NCAA champions who are in this race. So there's a lot of people who know how to win. We've got Wes Porter in this thing. Wes has been running really well this season. We're in a 351 at BU. In the mile, that is, of course. So we can see he might have even been a 350. But yeah, in the low 350s for Wes Porter for sure in the mile. And we shall see. He represents Under Armour. We've had a couple of his teammates on the kick as guests on the podcast. Foster Malik, who's running for Under Armour, one of the fastest Canadians ever, and Damian Delcher, who's also running for Under Armour. Check out those episodes when you get the chance. But right now we are gearing up for the men's 1500 meter at the USATF Indoor Championships. The favorite, Cole Hocker, Yard Nagus in that conversation as well. But like I said, a lot of great athletes guys who won NCAA titles in the mile and 1500 in college. So, guys like Abel Tefra, he won the indoor championships last year, representing Georgetown. He runs sponsored by Hoka now. Luke Hauser, just a master of the event, coming from what people like to call Mile U at Washington. So, a lot of guys who could win this thing, or at least place in the top 2, qualify for Worlds. But they're going to have to get through Cole Hocker and Yared Nuguse. So we are back here. They are replaying what happened yesterday between Cole Hocker, Yared Nuguse, and Nico Young, where it was that photo finish between the 3 men. And Nico just barely missed out on being top 2 and qualifying for Worlds. Just crazy how slim the margin was separating him between qualifying and not making it. Great run from all 3 of those men. But Cole and Yared will be the representatives for the U.S. at Worlds in a couple weeks in Poland. All right, chat. We are about a minute away from the men's 1500 meter here at the USATF Indoor Championships. We've got a couple of Under Armour athletes in this thing. Wes Porter, as I mentioned, as well as Cooper Cawthra. Both men have been running really well. That whole squad, the Baltimore squad of middle distance runners for Under Armour has been running great this year. Foster Malik and Damian Dilcher have both been on the podcast, and they are set and they are off. Men's 1500 meter on the track now, and they have begun. How will this thing get run? Will it be tactical? Who will lead? Cole Hocker's good buddy Cooper Tier is in this thing too. A lot of runners to watch for. And it's the Under Armour men all going to the front here. I love to see that. Taking control of this thing. Vincent Chiate, Cooper Cawthra, Wes Porter, and Davis Bove all near the front for Under Armour. But Cole Hocker is not going to let that last for long. Cole Hocker stepping out into lane 2, going wide and making the pass. And Cole Hocker is now leading this thing. Yared Nuguse says, there goes Cole. I better catch up with him. He goes outside. Cole Hocker leading this thing. Yared Nuguse moving up on the outside, but going to hang in about 3rd. Chad, how are we feeling about this men's 1500? Who's it going to be? Who's going to win? Who's going to come in second? They're running 29s right now, which is fast, but not crazy fast for these men. It's really nothing crazy for these men. It's honestly what I would still consider a little bit tactical for this level of the sport. 29 high on a lot of these 200s. So Cole Hocker leading this thing. Yared Nuguse now moving up into second. All the men are in this, but the 2 most dangerous runners are both in the front right now, so it's hard to imagine that either of them get beat by the people behind them, assuming they probably have a lot of energy still, given that this is not a super fast pace that they are running. And now they're starting to run 30 seconds per 200. This is really playing into the hands of the kickers again. Obviously, all these men can kick, but I would have to imagine that Cole Hocker can hold just about anybody in the world off in a final 200 meters where he's feeling fresh. 3 laps to go now. They're 900 meters into the 1500. Everyone is still in this thing. Luke Hauser now moving outside. Luke Hauser out into lane 2. Luke Hauser looking to make a move. Luke Hauser knows how to win on the indoor oval, let me tell you. He is a master tactician in the 1500 and mile, and Luke Hauser is going to go outside and make the pass. Cole Hocker and Yared Nuguse are just letting him do it, and they're letting Nathan Green do it as well. Cole Hocker and Yared Nuguse are totally okay with these men passing them. For Yared and Cole, they're boxed in now. They are totally boxed in, and there's going to be a trip on the rail. That's one of the Under Armour athletes. Nobody really too badly affected by that, but now it is the bell lap. And Cole Hocker is way back in 5th. Yared Nuguse in 4th. And they've got a lot of men to try to pass here. Both of them swinging wide to do so. Luke Hauser winning this thing. Luke Hauser's going to be a tough guy to catch. Nathan Green is up there as well. Cole and Yard are not going to be able to catch them. It's Luke Hauser down the home stretch, but now it's Nathan Green on the outside in lane 3. I think Nathan Green got the win there. Nathan Green of Adidas takes the win. Talk about Mile U at Washington. Nathan Green and Luke Hauser go 1-2. Yard, Nagoose, and Cole Hawker back in 4th and 5th. Everybody, all they could talk about going into this. Who's it going to be? Cole or Yard? Can anybody beat them? Well, guess what? 3 men beat them. They can't believe it. Yard and Cole standing there, can't believe it. But they totally let these guys pass them with about 2 laps to go. Figured that they could swing wide and pass them, but Nathan Green and Luke Hauser had a lot left to finish fast there. They closed in 26 for that last 200. Because it was tactical, they had energy to go there. Cole and Yard didn't make the race fast enough that they would be able to outkick guys who were tired. They weren't tired, and they were able to kick strong to finish there. So Yard and Cole are left out here. We've got a comment in the chat. Thanks for posting this live. I found no other way to follow the races live in Europe. Really appreciate you joining here from Europe. That is so cool, and I'm honored that I was able to provide live commentary of the race for you. You're in the right place here at The Kick, providing the highest energy commentating and live reactions in the game. This was a crazy 1500 meter. I fell into the trap that everybody was falling into with the whole media narrative of it being Cole Hawker and Yard Nagoose. But guess what? These guys, Nathan Green, Luke Hauser, they won over and over again at the NCAA level. They come here. They know how to win. Dev comments, where can I watch? If you're watching here on The Kick, I unfortunately cannot show the live video broadcast. It would get taken down due to copyright. So I'm not allowed to do that, unfortunately. Wish I could. But here, I'm just going to be live reacting and commentating. If you have questions about what's going on, leave it in the live chat, and I will provide you the best commentary I can do. But it is available on Peacock, on USATF TV or whatever it's called. And for some people, it is on NBC. So I'm watching the race, and I wish I could show it to you, but I'm not allowed. So I will be commentating live and providing live reactions as I just did. That was really the distance race of the day there in the men's 1500. People were going to be talking about this one for a long time. Where were you when Nathan Green shocked the world and won the USATF Indoor Championships in the 1500? And it wasn't second, it wasn't third for Yard and Cole. They were back in 4th and 5th respectively. I mean, that's why you run the race. That is why you run the race, because you never know how it's going to play out. You can have favorites, you can have predictions. It doesn't matter. When you get on the line, you've got to race and you've got to win, and that's what Nathan Green did. So you can say Cole is better, you can say Cole is faster, but in this race, Nathan Green won. And that's the beauty of track and field. Nathan Green is your 2026 USATF Indoor Champion in the 1500 meter. How awesome was that, guys? Let's hear it in chat. How awesome was that? Did you see that coming? Did anybody pick Nathan Green to win? Did anybody pick Yard and Cole to be outside of the top 3? I mean, a lot of confidence from those guys, and rightfully so. You know, they had a great battle in the 3K yesterday. But today in the 1500, they let it be a little bit slower, a little bit tactical, and it came back to bite them when they didn't have that positioning in the final lap. Luke Hauser really had the best positioning. Nathan Green as well. Nathan Green was able to pass Hauser in that home stretch. Really crazy. So winning time 3:37 for Nathan Green. Shocks the world. Just incredible. What did we think of that 1500, guys? What did we think of that men's 1500? I mean, you can't tell me people were predicting Cole Hawker and Yardney used to be outside of the top 3. You just can't convince me of that. So the remaining events for the sprinter fans in the live stream here, we've got, of course, the women's and men's 60-meter final. We had a lot of interest in those semifinals earlier today, and we were all very impressed by the young Dylan Mitchell qualifying for the final on the men's side. We know that Noah Lyles, of course, is in that race too. Who will get the national title? Who will win? But the women's race will be up first here in just a couple of minutes. Who will take the women's title? 8 women in the final of the 60-meter dash here at the USATF Indoor Championships. If you're still here live in the chat, let us know. We've got a comment. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining and being here. I really appreciate you. Does anybody have anybody that they are rooting for in the 60-meter dash? Alexis Hollis has to be somebody that I root for, given that she is representing Garden State Track Club, Jersey Track Club. I'm from New Jersey. So she is in this final. Would be cool to see her place high. And the women in the 60-meter dash are on the line being introduced here at Ocean Breeze for the 2026 USA Indoor Championships. It's going to blink and you'll miss it. It's going to be over before you know it. Who will take the title, though? Alexis, yeah. Yeah, I'd say I've got to be rooting for Alexis here because representing Garden State Track Club, that's a New Jersey track club, and I'm from Jersey. Got to support Jersey's got to support Jersey. So Alexis Hollis is my pick here. But I really don't know. To say it's going to be close is an understatement. I mean, every 60-meter dash is close. So we're going to say who is able to execute the best race. Very small margin for error in the 60-meter dash. We had some big sprinter fans in the chat earlier during the semifinal rounds. Angie says, yes, just in time. Got my money on Anthony in the 60. Should be Noah, but if not him, Anthony. I like that pick. I like that pick a lot. I think everybody tends to pick Noah Lyles because he's the biggest personality and name, but I don't necessarily think that he's the favorite. Jordan Anthony, great pick there. We're going to see how that is, but first we've got the women up. Angie, thank you for joining the chat. I remember you were in our chat for the battle for Boston at BU recently, and you were one of the top commenters in the chat, so great to have you back on the kick here in the live chat. Really appreciate you joining. And we've got the 60-meter dash. The women are taking their marks now, getting set in the blocks. The facility, silent. The building, all eyes on the center of the track for the final in the women's 60 USATF 2026 Indoor Championship. All the women on their marks, all 8 women worked so hard to get here, and now in just 6 seconds, this thing is going to be decided, and a winner will be crowned. The runners are set, and they are off. Sears in lane 6 looks good. Sears going to close this thing down. It's all Sears, and Sears takes the win, representing Nike. It's Jacius Sears taking the win. Mia Maxwell close behind. But there was really no question of who was going to win that thing. As convincing of a gap you can open in the 60 meters was opened there by Sears. Congratulations to the Nike athlete. Jacius Sears is your 2026 USA champion. Angie says, thanks at work today, but tuning in now and then. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate it so much, Angie. You were here for our last live stream and one of our top commenters, so really appreciate you being here. Women's 60 just went off, and it was a great race. My pick of Alexis Hollis didn't come to fruition, but still solid performance. That they're saying it was a personal best for her in 6th, representing Garden State Track Club. So that's pretty cool for her if you're not going to win. So you get the PR. But Jacius Sears runs 7.04 to win the 60-meter final, the 2026 USATF Indoor Championships. She is your national champion. All right. We've got the men coming up here. For a lot of sprints fans, this is the event, not only the day, it's the event of the week. It's one of the marquee events of the season. Dev says, Noah Lyles versus Jordan Anthony, I'm ready. The highly anticipated battle between Noah Lyles and Jordan Anthony and everybody else in this field of 8 world-class sprinters. Noah Lyles knows how to build up hype for a race, and he certainly did so for this one. Earlier in the broadcast, he was talking his talk about how he was going to defend his belt as champion. Jordan Anthony, a little bit quieter about things than Noah. Most people are. But he's certainly going to be giving his all for this win and believes in himself to be able to do so. All right, the men are going to be introduced onto the track here. And Noah Lyles is the first man entering the track. And he is doing so, jumping, clapping, getting the crowd hyped. You know it is going to be high energy when Noah Lyles enters the building. He likes to make a show of things, but most importantly, he likes to win. You got to back it up, right? You've got to back it up on the track. Who will back it up today? Will it be Noah Lyles? Will it be Jordan Anthony? Or will it be someone else in this incredibly stacked field of men? Could be anybody, guys. I know it's distance running, but the 1500 proved to us it can be anybody. Everybody was talking Cole Hawk or Yared Naguse. Who's it going to be? How about neither in the top 3? Anything can happen in these races. 60-meter dash, very little room for error. Dev says classic Noah. Yeah, he entered the track in a classic fashion, in classic Noah Lyles fashion, jumping around, clapping. I mean, can you imagine if he entered a race kind of like just nonchalant and just, kind of quietly walked in looking serious? Everybody would be like, what is going on? That's not his style. That's not his thing. And it's cool. I think whether you love him, whether you hate him, you're watching, right? That's what it's all about. I think he knows that. He knows that he is able to create this personality in the sport that people just are glued to see. What's he going to do? Is he going to back it up? He's talking the talk, will he walk the walk? Run the run. And we are just moments away from the men's 60-meter dash final at the USATF Indoor Championships. Winner will be crowned in just a couple of minutes. We will be getting underway in 2 minutes. This race is set to go off. Final event of the day. It's the finale here at the USA Championships at Ocean Breeze. Men's 60-meter dash. Highly, highly anticipated. Everybody's been talking about Noah Lyles, Jordan Anthony. They both advance to the final here. It's the battle everybody's been waiting to see. On the sprint side, Noah Lyles, Jordan Anthony. We are 1 minute away from when this race is scheduled to go off. If you're in the live chat, leave a comment. Who do you think's going to win this thing? Make your pick. The time is now. We've got 1 minute until this race goes off. Noah Lyles has talked the talk. It's time to walk the walk. It's the USA Championships. He was showing his belt to the fans earlier, showing it to the broadcast, saying, I'm going to defend this thing. This is my race to win. But Jordan Anthony has other plans. And these other men in this field, they don't want to be slept on either. The young Dylan Mitchell, superstar, kind of shocked everybody by qualifying for this final round. How well will he do in this final round? And the athletes are being introduced in just under a minute now. They are going to be off to the races, and this thing is going to be a lightning fast 6-second race, and a national champion is going to be crowned. Noah Lyles in the all white. We all know he's the 2024 Paris Olympic gold medalist in the 100-meter, reigning 200-meter world champion. Noah Lyles in the all white Adidas kit, looking confident here on the line, as he always does. He is locking in now to this race. Jordan Anthony right next to him. So Jordan Anthony and Noah Lyles are lined up next to each other in the middle of the track. Jordan Anthony in the red Adidas kit. Jordan Anthony looking serious and ready to prove Noah Lyles wrong, take him down. It's hard not to highlight that battle between Jordan Anthony and Noah Lyles, but all of these men have a chance here. They've advanced to the finals here, the USA Indoor Championships. All right, we've got a bold prediction in the chat. I love this. We are just moments away from the beginning, but Rutherford says Malachi Adams winning in a huge upset. That would be a huge upset. He was 5th at the 2025 Indoor Championships in the 60 meters. So a year ago in the same event, he was 5th. I'm sure he wants to improve on that, but can he win? I don't know. Dev says it's time to pass the torch. Is it time to pass the torch? Is it? I don't know. Noah Lyles certainly not willing to pass any torches. He has his eyes on 2 years from now in LA at the Olympics, so he is certainly not feeling like it's his time to pass any torches or batons on to the next gen. But we've got some of the next generation in this race here, with Dylan Mitchell qualifying for the final in the men's 60-meter dash. They're a little bit behind here and starting this thing. I don't know if it was the theatrics of Noah Lyles that kind of delayed this thing, so it held it up a little bit. Probably not, but either way, they've got our attention here, and hopefully as soon as possible this race will be underway. The runners are going to get down into the blocks now, and we're going to get ready to start this thing. 60-meter dash. Will it be Jordan Anthony? Will it be Noah Lyles? Will it be somebody else? Noah Lyles has talked the talk. Can he walk the walk? He, again, did not have a good start in the last round, and he doesn't have one this time. It's going to be Jordan Anthony. Jordan Anthony wins this thing, and Noah Lyles wasn't even second. Jordan Anthony wins. Time, 6.45. Noah Lyles wasn't even second. Jordan Anthony is totally hyped right now. He is going wild. Noah Lyles sticking his tongue out, smiling, acting like he's okay with this, but we know deep down he is not happy with that. So Noah Lyles third. Jordan Anthony wins in 6.45. And he is celebrating as he should be. He was so serious and calm going into this thing. But when you beat a guy like Noah Lyles, who has talked so much trash, respectfully talking trash, it's just such a good feeling to win. Dev says, let's go. No way. I mean, wow. Noah Lyles, I'm telling you, in the semifinal round, he had a rough start too, and he was able to, come back and win his heat. But in the finals, he couldn't get away with it here. His start was just it wasn't there. And against these men in the final round, a guy like Jordan Anthony, you cannot afford to get out of the block slow. So Jordan Anthony, official results, 6.45 for the win. He is your national champion. Trayvon Brummel, 6.47. And Noah Lyles, 6.51 for third. And Noah Lyles is taking out the belt that he was flaunting earlier. He is bringing the belt out. I can only imagine that he is going to be handing it to Jordan Anthony. So I respect that a lot. I respect that a lot from Noah Lyles. Jordan Anthony is being interviewed by NBC right now, so Noah Lyles cannot interrupt. He's kind of waiting on the side there, I think planning for a big moment where he does indeed pass the torch, or quite literally pass the belt to Jordan Anthony. We've got somebody, Nat, in the chat says, Aaron Brown going to be dragging this for the whole next week. Yeah, I think you're referring to Aaron Brown on social media. He likes to make content with a lot of hot takes in the running world. So that's, yeah, probably, he's definitely going to be talking about this one. Jordan Anthony, gold medal at LA. I'm calling it. Dev has called it. He says Jordan Anthony, gold medal in LA. It could happen. I mean, it's so hard to predict, but he's on a great path right now, winning the USATF Indoor Championship title in the 60-meter dash, taking down Noah Lyles. Andrew says, thanks for the commentary. Hard to fit it in less than 7 seconds. You did well. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't really know. There's only so many words you can say within 7 seconds during a 60-meter dash. So I did my best. I was definitely honed in on Noah. Noah got out slow, immediately noticed that, and then quickly turned my attention to the leader, who at the very end was Jordan Anthony taking the win. So that's about all you can do in a 60-meter dash. But breaking it down now after, people are going to be talking about this one for weeks. Noah Lyles handling it well. I really think that Noah Lyles talks so much so that people tune in. I don't think he actually feels super strongly about the competitors in the way that he talks about them, but I think he is a very strong competitor, and he's a big personality, and he's good for the sport. Dev says Noah needed to be beat. Yeah, I think everybody kind of wants to see him get humbled because of how he talks. Oh, Nat says Aaron hates Noah, and now he has all the ammunition. Yeah, I didn't know what Aaron Brown's takes on Noah was, but I'm sure he'll be making content in regards to him losing this one, coming in third, after talking so much. So yeah, that'll be interesting. People are going to be talking about this for a while. Jordan Anthony, really strong showing to win here at the USATF Indoor Championships. He is going to be a sprinter to watch in the coming years, and especially LA 2028. Another young guy, Dylan Mitchell, didn't fare super well. He was 7th in the final, but just the fact that a kid that young made the final here is super impressive. If you comment in the live chat, if you don't like Noah, then you don't want track to be popular. Nat, I have to agree with that in the sense that whether you like Noah or don't like Noah, he is good for the sport. He gets people watching. His haters all watch because they are preying on his downfall. So I agree 100%. I think he's doing it intentionally. I think he knows that he has to create some controversy. He has to have some haters. Dev says, just subbed. Thanks for the commentary. Dev, thank you for the sub. Thank you for subscribing to The Kick. Feel free, subscribe, everybody, if it's your vibe. I appreciate that a lot. This was a total blast getting on here and commentating. There's nothing better. And I think what makes it so fun is the live chat, everybody being so active and making things interesting, giving a lot of talking points to discuss. The sprints today were really fun. I got to say, I come from a distance background, but the live chat really made these sprint events super interesting to break down. And just the upsets, guys. I mean, the upsets were everywhere in this. It's March, and March is a month known for upsets, you know, on the basketball side of things, March Madness. Everybody loves to root for the Cinderella story. Well, we started things off with a bang in the track world here at USA's. There were a lot of upsets. Cole Hawker and Yard Goose get upset in the 1500 meter. Nathan Green wins that thing. And hey, 60 meters, you could say Jordan Anthony was a favorite. He definitely was in that conversation. Noah Lyles almost like made himself the favorite with the way he was talking about it. But you could consider that an upset in one way. Certainly the fact that Noah was third was a bit of a surprise. I think most people thought that he would be 1 or 2. Nat says, thanks for the stream. Hard to watch USATF from the UK. Well, I appreciate you joining. And it's really cool that you are from the UK as well. We've had international viewers on all of our streams. In today's stream, we had people from New Zealand. We had people from all over Europe. And, of course, right here in the US. But it's cool to see that people from other countries are interested in USA track and field. And I guess also to see how these athletes are going to fare at Worlds, which is in just a couple weeks in Poland. We have some guests here on The Kick. So we've had 13 podcast episodes so far, with more coming soon. We have a great episode with Foster Malik. He's one of the fastest runners in Canadian history on the middle distance side of things. And we had him on the podcast believe it was episode 6. But Foster Malik was here on the kick, and he will be competing at Worlds in the 1500, representing Canada. So definitely watching out for him, rooting for him. He's a good friend of mine. Ran with him at Boston University, and Foster is now representing his home country of Canada at Worlds in just a couple of weeks. So now we gear up for Worlds, certainly. There were a lot of great NCAA conference championships this weekend, so it's going to be fun to see how the NCAA looks with nationals coming up. This is a great month for track and field. Indoor season really picks up. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in here. This is The Kick, a runner's podcast. We specialize in long-form podcast episodes, 30 minutes to an hour basically are most of our episodes. Not super strict on that, but we've got 13 episodes up wherever you listen to your podcasts, on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. So definitely tune into those if you're interested in anything running. We've had guests across every level of the sport and so many different stories to tell in the running world. We're also on Instagram at The Kick Podcast, and we are now, as of 2 days ago, on TikTok as well at The Kick Pod. So we're getting on. The Kick's going to be everywhere before you know it, and it's thanks to viewers like you guys for making this stream so fun, for subscribing if you would like. It's free. It's free to subscribe, free to follow and listen to any of our content. So definitely appreciate you guys for being in here. The meet has wrapped up, so the 60-meter dash was the final event of the meet. I'm still riding such a high. I'm on cloud 9. The energy was just so high at this meet, so I'm happy to debrief and chat it out with whatever people want to talk about in the live chat here, because there's a lot to break down. I think the most shocking thing was the men's 1500, Cole Hawker and Yard Nagoose, both outside of the top 3. Nathan Green takes the win there. But also, big storyline on the sprint side, Noah Lyles doesn't win, doesn't come in second, places third. Jordan Anthony takes the win. That was crazy. But if you're able to comment in the live chat, please feel free to do so. Really appreciate everybody joining. We'll go for a little while longer here. Not too much longer, as the meet has wrapped up. But really appreciate everybody joining. Let's see who the top commenter is today. At this point, it's a tie, but YouTube is telling me that it is Nat in the #1 spot as the top fan. Addy Blaze is tied with the same amount of points. However, YouTube determines that. But yeah, some great commenters. Ronnie in the chat earlier made a bold statement that he was going to be the top commenter, but he's gone silent for a little while. So Ronnie, are you still there, or you hopped off the live stream? Appreciate anybody for joining for any period of time. It's been total blast going live here on The Kick. Feel free to leave a live comment before we head out here about anything, about the meets today, about the races today. Were you surprised about anything? Did you predict any of that crazy stuff to happen? What are you excited for in the track or running world at large right now? Even outside of the track, we've got road races going on. USA Championship in the half marathon was this morning. Tokyo Marathon was last night, I believe. I didn't really follow that one, but pretty cool stuff. There's always stuff going on in the running world. That's the thing. There's always the next race. Let me know, are there any guests that you would like to see on The Kick? We'll do our best to get them. We have a couple of athletes who competed in the USA Championships who are going to be joining the podcast in the coming week. So stay tuned into The Kick, follow us, subscribe. We are going to be having some great episodes in the very near future. And yeah, some of them competed today in the USATF Indoor Championships. Some of them are conference champions from this weekend in the NCAA. We've got some great guests lined up. So it's March 1st, and we're off to a great start. I think it's going to be a big month for The Kick. and we're starting it off with an absolute party of a live stream here. I think we set a viewership record on the kick. This is only the 4th time I've gone live here, but each time we have just gotten bigger and better with the viewership and the participation from the audience in the live chat. So yeah, I think we are on pace, or already have set a record here. We haven't even been live for 2 hours. We're just approaching the 2-hour mark. And I think that's where I'll wrap things up when we hit 2 hours. So I'll go for about 5 more minutes here. If anybody has anything they'd like to share in the live chat, feel free to do so. If not, I'll just keep chatting. I'll just keep chatting about track and running and the kick. Believe me, I can do it all day. This morning, ran 12 miles with a group of 3 guys, and that was by far the shortest because we had another guy go 20 miles and another guy go 28 miles. He actually was a guest on the kick, Ben Fleischer. Check out his episode. He's a ridiculously high volume runner, great marathoner. He's running the Boston Marathon in a couple months, but he's targeting the U.S. Olympic trials for the marathon. Ran 2:18 is his marathon PR right now, and he's looking to whittle that thing down because, man, he is training hard, and he was prescribed a 28-mile run today, which is crazy for me to fathom. Angie says, still listening while working. That is so kind of you, Angie. Multitasking like that. Hopefully I'm not boring you. We'll be hopping off in a few minutes as the action at the USATF Indoor Championships has wrapped up, but appreciate you tuning in. That's pretty cool that you're tuned into the kick while at work. Hopefully you're able to still handle everything at work well, but your view and your participation in the chat goes a very long way, more than you guys know. Every viewer here makes a huge impact, and it's just a snowball effect. The more views we get, the more likes we get, the more people find us, the more YouTube pushes the podcast out. And I think one of the biggest things right now at this stage that can really help the kick is ratings and reviews. So on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you can leave ratings, like 5-star ratings. It's a little bit confusing how you do it, so I think people don't always know that they can do that. But basically, if you're on Spotify, you hit like the 3 dots on the podcast page, and then you do rate show, and you have to have listened to like 30 seconds of a episode to be eligible to rate it. But a 5-star review, if you could submit that, would go such a long way. We've gotten 6 5-star reviews to date, and hopefully we can continue to build that. You can also do the same thing on Apple Podcasts, and you can leave a review. I know it's a little going out of your way to do things like that, but it shouldn't take more than a minute, and it goes a long way. Really appreciate everybody who's done that thus far, and everybody who's tuned in now. Even if you're just listening, I like to listen to live streams and podcasts when I'm being productive, like whether it be cleaning my room, even running sometimes. If I'm bored, I'll pop in an AirPod, working out, doing things like that. It's just nice, especially when you're talking about something that is interesting to everybody. And I think most people here are probably fans of the sport, fans of running and track and field. And yeah, it's so fun to talk about. It was a great meet today. I'm going to be talking about this meet for days to come because there was so much anticipation, and I feel like people were really sure going into this one how things were going to go, especially in that 1500 on the men's side. Everybody was just talking about Cole Hawker and Yard Nagoose. So for them to be upset and be pushed out of the top 3, man, I don't think many people were expecting that. I really, really don't. And guess what? That's what it's all. That's why we run the races. That's why we're tuned in to see how it's all going to play out, because anything can happen. And it's just, that's the name of the game. If you're in the live chat able to leave a comment, what shocked you the most about today's meet? Was it the men's 1500 like me? Because I'm saying that's the thing that probably shocked me the most. Or was it something in the sprints with, Noah Lyles coming in third? A lot of pretty unexpected things going down, upsets. Like I said, the month of March, it's all about those upsets. We've got the basketball NCAA tournament, March Madness coming up. I'm sure we'll have some upsets in the tournament there. But yeah, no pressure if you're not able to leave a live chat right now. But if you are, would love to hear what people are most excited about from today or surprised about. And we'll be wrapping up in just a couple of minutes. I hate ending these live streams. It's the worst part. It's the worst part. Like, yeah, I'm like tired. My voice is getting a little tired. I've been talking for 2 hours straight. But ending the podcast, it's like, oh, we've got a comment from Angie. The women's half marathon leaders going off course. That is a great talking point. Angie, that was such a bummer. I haven't brought this up on stream yet, but we need to talk about this. This could be like the final thing we talk about unless there's something else people want to discuss. But for those who don't know, the women's half marathon today for USA Championships, there was an error with the lead car, took them off course in the wrong direction. And basically the statements that I've seen them making about it are so lame. They're like saying that there's nothing you can do about it, which I get that it's a tricky situation. But if you're in that race, and these were the top women in the race, they're following when you're in a road race, you're following the lead car as if, like, obviously they know where they're going. They're the person whose literal mission and job it is to guide us to go the right way. So when they make a mistake, I mean, that is totally unacceptable. It's not on the athletes. And I just feel so upset for those women who had their race affected by something like that. I mean, I know if I was in that situation, I would be livid. I would be so mad. These women trained so hard for this. This was a big time event. This was the USA Championship half marathon. And they led you the wrong way off the course. I mean, that's like, it doesn't get worse than that, really. It's kind of like a unique situation that I haven't really seen before personally. I mean, it's their job. It's literally their job to lead them the right way. So Angie says was able to watch it live. Man, I didn't watch it live. I think I was running at the time. But I heard about it after and I saw it and I was just like, this is just like really sad to see. But man, what are people's opinions on this? I'm going to pull up the statement that was made. I thought it was ridiculous. So, statement on USATF Half Marathon Championships. I have it here. Let me put on my glasses. This is, we mean business here. Okay. Following the completion of the USATF Half Marathon Championship in Atlanta, a protest was filed by athletes in the women's field who followed a lead vehicle off course. Okay, let's see what are they going to do about it. That protest was denied, and an appeal was submitted. The jury of appeals found that the event did not meet USATF Rule 243 and that the course was not adequately marked at the point of misdirection. This violation contributed to the misdirection taken by the athletes within the top 4 at the time of misdirection. All right, first of all, I don't care at all if the course isn't adequately marked for the lead car, who should know the course like the back of their hand. Saying that it wasn't marked well for the person whose job it is to lead the way is like crazy. All right, let's continue. However, the jury of appeals finds no recourse within the USATF rulebook to alter the results order of finish. I get that it would be tricky to like alter the results after that. Like, you caused a big problem for yourselves when you make a mistake like that. But it doesn't just mean like, oh, well, we're not going to do anything about it. The results order of finish as posted is considered final. It's a bummer. That is a bummer. I don't know what you're going to do about it. You can't just make up times for people, but I don't know. Study it, figure it out. It's sad to see. You know, there are people who are up there who are on their way to having a better performance and then had their race completely misdirected and literally taken off course by that mistake. It's heartbreaking for these athletes. I mean, these women put their all into this. It's just mind-blowing to see this happen. I'd say it's unacceptable. I don't know what can be done about it. I get that they are like, what do we do about it? But you definitely don't make a statement like that. I just feel like it was a very like, oh well kind of statement. It's just sad to see. I know I know, and I want to say, I know everybody's doing their best here, and nobody wanted to make that mistake. I'm sure the person who is in the lead car who led them the wrong way, I'm sure that that person is sick to their stomach with the mistake that they made. I kind of hope that they are because it is a big time mistake. But I'm sure there was no intention for this disaster, but it happened. And I'd like to see it addressed in a little bit more of a respectful way to these athletes and these women who train so hard. So Angie says they did say they will consider it when deciding the team in May. Yeah, so I did see something about that. That was like further in the statement. There was something about like they're going to like really look into this deeply. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, so USATF will review the events from Atlanta carefully. While we understand athletes are eager to resolve this issue, our process will ensure an ultimate decision is in the best interest of all the athletes involved. Well, I don't know if it's going to be in the best interest of the athletes who would have done a lot better if this didn't happen. If it's in the best interest of them, what do you just like make their time faster? Like, I really don't know what you do about it. So it says lead vehicles are provided and managed by the local organizing committee. I mean, these lead vehicles, though, they need to be completely certain of which way to go, right? I mean, that's their whole job. In the few road races I've done where I'm following a lead vehicle, there's like no doubt in my mind that they're going the right way. Like, that's kind of the whole point. But I guess crazy things happen, and here we are at the highest level. In the USA Championship for the women's half marathon, and a mistake like that is made. Yeah, it's interesting the rules that they have on this too. Like it's crazy that I would think nothing like this would ever happen, so they wouldn't even have rules. But they're like citing all these rules in the way that they're handling of it. But yeah, people have commented on like the post, like everybody's upset about this, and as they should be. Somebody said, why would the lead vehicle not stay on the course? Or why wouldn't someone be there to point them in the right direction? Yeah, I don't understand how that happens. I just don't understand it. I'd love to hear how people feel about it in live chat, but that's my feeling on it. It's a very unfortunate mistake. It should never happen at any level, let alone the highest level. But yeah, it's something people are going to be talking about now as a big time storyline in the sport. So glad we could address it here on the Kick. Thank you to Angie for bringing that up, because it is certainly a current event in the track world. We actually have a lot of them going on right now. This is like, I feel like people obviously tend to prioritize outdoor track over indoor track, but there's a lot going on right now because it's not just indoor track, it's road races like that. And there's so much going on. And things are heating up. We've got NCAA championships coming up for indoor track. We've also got world championships. So a lot of exciting things on the way as we close the book here on the USATF Indoor Championships. It was a great meet, a lot to look back at and see, wow, we never saw that coming, and it happened. So definitely teaches you some new lessons of some new names. I think Nathan Green's a guy you've definitely got to watch out for now on the middle distance scene. He was so effective in college, racing to win and getting national titles. And now he's showing that he can do it on the pro level, taking down Cole, Hawker, and Yard Nagoose. I mean, you can beat those guys, you are legit. And then on the sprint side, seeing Noah Lyles go down and Jordan Anthony taking that win. Noah did give him his championship belt, so respect to Noah for doing that. As much as Noah is a big talker, he is a good sport. I'll say that. He's definitely a good sport when it's all said and done. You'll never see him or at least I haven't seen him after a race be super disrespectful to another athlete. It's kind of like fighters. They'll be talking so much before a fight, and then afterwards, generally, a lot of the time, they know that, look, the fight's over, the big promotion of the fight to get people interested is over, and they can be a little bit more respectful of each other. Doesn't always happen. Definitely doesn't always happen, but in Noah's case, Noah Lyles is generally a good sport, and he takes losing pretty well. He doesn't like losing, that's for sure, but he's generally a good sport from what I've seen. Again, I follow the distance side of things a little bit more than sprints, if I'm being honest, but that's just my own background, my own bias. So we've been going live for a little over 2 hours, and we have set a new viewership record. Well over 800 people have been in the live stream, in and out for the last 2 hours, so that's pretty cool. There's usually a little lag on how many viewers we have, so I think we might have surpassed even 1,000, which would be so crazy cool. Appreciate everybody for tuning in here. If there's any final live chat comments, leave them in the next minute. Otherwise, we are going to be wrapping things up and bringing this to a close. I hate goodbyes, as Jim Carrey's character in Dumb and Dumber says. Lloyd Christmas. It's always tough to end these things, but especially when we have viewers in here. We still have a good amount of viewers tuned in, but thanks for watching. Yeah, follow The Kick on all platforms that you listen to. We're on Instagram at The Kick Podcast. We're on TikTok at The Kick Pod. Very new to TikTok, but we are now on there. And of course, we're here on YouTube. Subscribe if it's your vibe. And in the podcast network, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. If you're having trouble finding The Kick anywhere, feel free to send me a message on Instagram DMs. People have asked, like, how do I listen to the full episodes? Happy to send them where they can find us. And yeah, we've got some great episodes coming up, some great episodes already on the show. And with that, thank you to everybody for tuning in. It's been a great one. USATF Indoor Championships in the books for 2026. That is going to be a wrap on this live stream. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope to see you commenting on different content and podcast episodes in the future, as well as anytime we go live. Appreciate you guys. And we are going to sign out here and call it a day. Thanks, everybody.